Hey guys, Rewind Mike here with another pickup video today. Yesterday I went to go meet somebody that I met on one of the Facebook groups that I'm always talking about. But it's actually somebody that I knew from when I worked at the GameStop. He used to come in the store all the time to pre-order games and stuff like that. So when I went there, he had a huge collection of games. He had so much stuff, it's not even funny. So, I went through stuff. Originally went there only for 2 games, but I wound up finding a couple more things, which was really cool. So, today I got everything for about $130, which is more than I normally pay for games, but there were some pretty good ones. I got a couple of complete in boxes and stuff like that, so I was happy with what I paid. The first game I got is Totally Rad for the NES. This game's made by Jellico. I played this when I was younger, but I sold my whole NES collection and we traded it in for an SNES from Funko Land. So obviously, all of my games went with it. But I'm really happy to get this one back because it's a really good game. It's kind of like Mega Man, it's a side-scrolling platform shooter, and but the cool thing about it is you actually have a bunch of abilities and stuff like that. So the kid that you play as can change into like different creatures and stuff like that, and they all have different powers, and it really helps you progress through the game, like a Mega Man game would. So it was a lot of fun. I never really beat it either. It was always super tough, so I'm gonna be really shooting at that one, trying to get it done soon. The next game I got is the Legend of Zelda 1 in the box, which is really fucking cool. I'm happy. The only problem is that on the back there's a tear on it, but other than that I'm still really happy that I have it. The manual's inside and everything like that, so it's really cool. First Legend of Zelda for me was always a really tough game. I've never beat it when I was younger. I didn't beat it until I was about 27 actually, because I finally decided to just sit down and play the damn fucking game and beat it. It's just super cryptic. There's a lot of hidden things and stuff like that, so I was never really able to get past the second dungeon in the game. So I was happy, that, I was older. I didn't have, Game Info or whatever, Nintendo Power or anything like that. I never got the guide or anything. I never had the maps because I didn't have the box or anything, so there was no way for me to know where all the hidden things were in the game. So after a certain point I always had to just turn it off because I would get lost, and that's pretty much my adventure with the Legend of Link or Zelda. But I got the Adventure of Link also in the box, which again, it's another super tough game, but I was always able to get a lot further into this one than I was in the first one, because the first one I could always get to the second dungeon and that was like it. But in this one, I was able to get a lot further into it, and I was able to figure out some of the, puzzles on the map and stuff like that, because you didn't have to burn, certain bushes to find items here or there. But this game was, a lot different from the first one, and a lot of people didn't like that, but it really doesn't bother me. It is a super tough game. Some of the enemies are really hard to fight too, like the Dark Nuts are impossible to fight because they just continuously block your attacks and stuff like that, and I've never really been able to figure out a good way to do it. I always see people online jump stabbing them and stuff like that, but it never really works for me, so I don't know. I'm definitely happy to have that complete in box though, because I love The Legend of Zelda, and I always had played those as a kid, and they were always tough, but I'm happy to have them in the box. There's not really many games I would want complete in box, but those two are definitely two of the ones that I would want. Now, these 2 games are the reason I even went there. Well, really only one of them, but he wouldn't sell them apart, so I was like, whatever. It's Mega Man X1 I got, which was really fucking cool. I already have 2 other copies of it, so I'm probably going to start selling, probably going to sell 2 of these, honestly, because I don't really need 3 copies of Mega Man X, but the game's fantastic. It's a lot different from the first Mega Man X, and they really gave it an overall different feel as well. It doesn't feel quite as much as the original series does. They added a bunch of new attacks. Like in the first one you were able to slide in the first series, but in this one there's a cool dash that you can do, which actually you can like jump out of, and it like, you know, shoots you forward and stuff like that. So it really helps with, you know, navigating the stages and really getting out of the way of enemies and bosses as well and stuff like that. But another cool thing that you can get is there's like a helmet that you can get that, you know, breaks, you know, certain blocks and stuff like that, which are hiding like, you know, sub tanks, which you can fill up, you know, when you find pieces of health. And basically you can use those later to refill your health during like a boss fight or something like that. And then it also helps you get one of the better weapons in the, or one of the better upgrades in the game, I should say, which is the Super Buster, which is actually lets you charge up your Super Buster all the way to like 3 different levels, which really puts out a big shot. But the cooler thing about it is it actually allows you to charge up the enemy abilities that you get too from the bosses that you kill. So not only do they have a primary, you know, attack, but they also have a secondary function, which is really fucking cool. And that helps out a lot, and it's also really fun to experiment with the, you know, the secondary attacks and stuff like that. And then this is, like I said, this is the whole reason I really even went there, was to get Mega Man X2. This is a really nice looking cart. I was really happy to get that because I never owned it. I only rented it a bunch when I was younger, and it was always really, really hard. Like, I was able to get through Mega Man X, and like I can skate through that game with no problem. But Mega Man X2 is really fucking hard. It has all the same, you know, power-up ability as Mega Man X1 does. But in this one, the bosses have power-up abilities too now. So when they get to a certain, you know, level of health, they actually they change up attacks, and they have like super attacks, like they slow down, you know, time and stuff like that, so you move slower and shit, and like it's really hectic. And I'd say Mega Man X2 for me is probably the hardest in the whole series. I don't know about everybody else, but X2 has always been really fucking tough. And now that I own it, I'm hoping to, you know, be able to master it like I have the other ones. And yeah, pretty much that's all I got. Those are the 5 games I got. You know, like I said, it was $130, but it was worth every penny to me. I was really happy to have Mega Man X2 and the 2 Legend of Zelda Complete in Box. And like I said, totally rad. It's a fantastic game too. If you guys never played it, you should totally go check it out. It's worth whatever is being asked online. I don't know. Probably like $15, I would imagine. But yeah, anyway, I hope everybody had a happy new year. And as always, I'm Rewind Mike, and thanks for watching.